Yeah, whenever they're ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
As it is time once again for Friday Night Hockey on the Independent Broadcast Network. And I'm Winners with the One. I'm here with Aila, and we are here with the whole gang of people who are down to play. We didn't put out much notice about this until last minute, but it's all good. It's one of those things on Friday night where people just sort of start gathering slowly. So we will start slowly and then take it from there. But it's always a good time. It is open skate. And this is Hockey Question Mark. It is made by Cryptic C, Alex and Luke. And this is the 62A version. Much different than the 55 version that you see the leagues running and stuff. So, but this one is in active development. So we're just having fun with it here on Friday nights, and also gathering information the best we can to give to the guys in their further development of the game. So we are happy that you have joined us tonight, wherever you may be around the world. We've been back doing Friday Night Hockey for a few weeks now, and it's been good times. We've had some really fun games here on the Royale with Cheese server on the fastest internet backbone in the world, Chicago, Illinois. Last week we even had Alex from Cryptic C, the developer himself, come in and play some games with everybody, and it was a lot of fun, and I expect that tonight will be fun as well, no matter who we get. And yeah, don't worry, Canuck and all the new people coming in. This is a night for fun. Nobody expects everybody to play at league levels or anything like that. You know, we have a pretty active league system in North America, and it's growing, and it's wonderful. But sometimes you have to have a night to just kind of blow off steam and have a good time. And with this version, it kind of encourages that. And so we are just happy to be bringing it to you. As right now, it's a 1v1 versus Canuck and the Rising Hippo. He'll take this face off. And yeah, it takes a little while to get used to the controls. And even the experienced guys have a little bit of difficulty because it's just different enough from the version that they've put so many hours into that there's still a little bit of a period of adjustment. But that's what makes it part of the fun. Well, what you also have is really good collision work with the bodies. You don't just go through people or whatever, so if you hit somebody hard enough, they will fall. Or at least buckle like that. Oh, and almost a shot going in, if you can count that as a shot. Was kind of heading that way. And so now Canuck will get the puck back. This is an epic 1v1 that we have going on now. Trev is here now. The Canuck will get the first goal of the night. My goodness.
Look out.
So we're starting to see people come in. Maldroits is here. Trev is here. So now we've got 2v2, which, as we saw last week, can make for some pretty entertaining hockey in and of itself. Just having another person to pass to, and yeah, somebody to stand in the net like that is a very helpful thing. It's hard to play this game 1v1 because it is physics based and it is momentum based. Now here's Big Musky Bertha, who will slide back into the blue goal. As always, the eternal struggle of red versus blue. The ongoing battle between these two colors. It's from hockey on down to gang wars or wherever. Red v blue is a serious thing, and Trev will tie things up on the initial feed from the Rising Hippo. And yeah, we're just kind of getting started right here in the middle of just an early game. It is 3-3 here in the second period. Not sure how many games we will be covering tonight. Just kind of giving people time to gather and get ready. Oh, a chance there. And Bertha will stand up tall in the net. And now here comes the Rising Hippo. He's got room on the wing, and he gets past everybody. Look at his third goal of the game. 4-3 now is your score. Wow.
Nothing but quality.
Indeed. And nice shot there for Luke of Queen Victoria on the puck. Very Canadian touch. So one thing that they are talking about is getting some feedback from the players on what they want in terms of customization and being able to customize the game. Now, 55, of course, has been pretty well modded by the community. It's very easy for them to make new rinks. You see a lot of the hockey rinks, they're exact replicas of NHL rinks and jerseys. And the Rising Hippo will go upstairs for his fourth. Now 5-3. Of course, I do have an extra player out there. It is 3v2 right now. Canuck and Maldroits are, they're trusting in the system and indeed investing in the system. And now off the face-off, another chance and a big stop. When we're talking about that full body collision, that is something that the goalies don't have in the 55 version, but they have it here. So if you can just get up there and block it, you've got a good chance. Oh, and then if you want to just go ahead and horse collar somebody after they shoot, that's well within the rules too. There are no penalties so far in the 62 branch of the game. So yeah, what we've seen in some of the competitions so far over the past few weeks is that you can make up for finesse skill just by putting the lumber to people. Just go at them with the hard check. Turn and give them the hip check. And now here's a chance. Oh, the nice pass. It will get just out of reach of the Rising Hippo. He will flip this around for Trev to take it back to the opposite end. Now they'll try to set up here again, and they do! That's the way you do it. That's 5 goals for the Rising Hippo in a 6-3 game. While they're on the power play, he is taking advantage of that. But yeah, if you could just work that 2-man game like that, it makes it a lot easier for scoring. And now here's Maldroits, and he will get victimized by a pretty hard cross check to end the second period. And Canuck, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. One thing that you can do as a goalie in this version too is you can do a sort of crouch by hitting the control key And it still exposes the 5-hole, but you can at least get the stick down, and you cover more along the ground that way for the low shots coming in. It forces the shooter to have to kind of take it up into the high corners. So yeah, a few more tools in the shed for people playing goal in this game, which I think is going to lead to better play. Oh, and the shot just off the post. As Red trying to get back into this, the Rising Hippo will get to the puck first, and he is wide open, but the shot just wide. Oh, he had him there, but went ahead and took the shot. And yeah, everybody's getting used to the stick play. It is way different, but it's also something that is on the minds of the developers. What a save there by Canuck as he forces him out and pushes this to the opposite end of the rink. But yeah, talking to Cryptic Sea, one thing that the first thing they're really looking at is working on the skating and stick handling. You know, just the overall feel of the game. And so we will definitely see some changes to that. Some people have said that they felt like the shooting's a little stiff, mostly because they're used to being able to just fling it from, you know, halfway across the rink and even further and put shots on net with the 55 version. It's a little bit more of a struggle to try to do that in this game. But you do have a little bit more of a control, and Trev showing some control right there. As yeah, it will tend to keep your shots a little lower. And so that shot right there, which might have sailed over the net in 55, pegs that top left corner and puts another on the board here tonight on Friday Night Hockey. As the blue team, oh, they're not going to be able to stop that, and Maldroits will get his first goal of the night. Canuck says, we did it. Oh, the many fans of the red team are on their feet now as they're coming back trying to make it a game. 4-7 is the official score on the clock here. 2:18 left in our first game of the evening. And yeah, we'll end up seeing more people join, I think, as the night goes on. And again, just upends the shooter. And yeah, that alone makes it a dramatically different kind of game than 55. Just being able to body up on people. And I think that will lead to some pretty fun games when people start looking at this more as a competitive version. And Maldroits with his second. Oh, he's getting the hang of it now. And so with 1:31, this may not be set in stone for the blue team. All Red's got to do is just score a couple to tie this thing up. It's doable. It's certainly doable. And so Trev and Hippo is getting entangled, and now going for the spin move. Now the backhand. This will sail behind the net. The blue team well in command, just lined up in front. as the Rising Hippo takes it around. Let's see, red team staying in position. They're not getting fooled and coming out of position. And now they will, though, as Maldroits has some room to operate as he gets this over the blue line and into the blue zone. But it will come back. Trev trying to push it up to Rising Hippo. Canuck awaits the shot attempt, and he's going to go right out and play this. And he's got some momentum, so he's going to go ahead and try to take it through. 30 seconds now. And he's got it. Is it going? Oh, no. Very close. But that will be, again, off of the framework and out. So, this is looking very much like a blue victory for our first game this evening. And indeed, it shall be. But the GGs come out, and yes, that was indeed a good game to start things off. And we'll see if we get more people in and joining. Yeah, and Rising Hippo says it is so different. And yeah, we've said it a few times already in this cast. And yeah, that may be when I'm saying that new people are always welcome to join. They aren't as much of a disadvantage as they might think, because it's the little differences that these guys are so accustomed to that are going to throw them off just a bit. So it kind of levels the playing field somewhat. And so we will begin game 2. And Juice is here. Of course, Juice. We watched Juice. If you're here on IBN last night, you saw the heroics of Juice helping take his team to the LHL finals, which begin this Sunday on the HQM network. It will be Chicago versus Calgary. Oh, and they're loose here. He's going to try for some razzle-dazzle. He tries to pull the puck. But it was not to be. But Trev will get credit for that one. Just a bit of a bobble, but enough to put a point on the board for the blue team. Yes, we've got different lineups here. In blue, it's Canuck, Maldroits, and Trev. In red, it is Juice, the Rising Hippo, and Big Musky Bertha. But yeah, the LHL has been very interesting this season. It's 14th season. Oh, what a collision along the boards. The hammer is put down, and that's going to break out the Rising Hippo, and he's got room. Coming in on Canuck now. He will come out to play him big, and an aggressive goalie stance will take him down. And Omaha is joining us now. We're seeing a lot of the hockey greats coming in to play with us. That's wonderful. Long shot and score! Big Musky Bertha. What a shot from downtown. To tie us up at 1. What a play.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, you're definitely going to want to tune into those finals. I think this should be an interesting LHL finals. Now, Calgary has been top of the league all season long. They swept their semifinal bracket against Vegas. And Trev, top shelfer, mama keeps the cookies. And we are starting to see some high-powered goals coming in as people are they're getting warmed up now. And the results are obvious. 2-1 blue. Still the first period, a couple of minutes in. And yeah, we are starting to see more people join. But yes, Chicago with coming in last night, they were in a 2-2 deadlock in their best of 7 against New York, and they just played a really strong evening of hockey, just good possession hockey, and they were able to get past New York, and so they will be facing Calgary in these finals, which will take place. Games 1 and 2 are on Sunday. And oh, there's a save. Games 3 and 4 will be on Tuesday, and then if necessary, and I think they will be necessary, games 5, 6, and 7 will be here Thursday night on IBN1. So mark your calendars. Hit the follow button. You will not want to miss that. Like I said last night, I think if Chicago plays the style of hockey that they are playing and plays as well as they did in a team sense, and it was truly team hockey that did it, then I think that's going to be a fantastic series. And after that, the LHL leagues, or the LHL itself, will be on hiatus until after, I believe they said, 4th of July weekend. After that, they're going to start things up again. So that leaves us with a few weeks in between, which usually Aila and I would be doing a DGL for Lovers Only. We'll do IBN for Lovers Only here on Thursday nights at the same time that we would normally be doing the LHL and DGL on IBN. Which means we'll be playing old retro stuff, dumb weeb stuff, because I love weeb stuff. And just having a good time. That's part of the thing of video games that makes it fun, is having a good time. To borrow a term from weebdom, fun things are fun. Sometimes we forget that. And in a grueling North American League schedule, sometimes it's very easy to forget that. So yeah, it's awesome to have a night like tonight where we can just play and not worry about the repercussions. And Juice, the great goal scorer, can sit back in the net and play goal here on a Friday night, and he will just hold this puck to take us to the second period. Now we've got Sindarius Thornwell joining us. So if my math is correct, that should even up the teams. Yes, it does. Oh, and Dancing Douglas is here as well. So it does that indeed. Okay, so now we've got 5v4. But as we said, over the course of the evening, you'll start to see things fill out a little bit. And, well, there goes Dancing Douglas. So that will put us back at the 4v4 level, which is fine. It is all good. This is how Friday Night Hockey began, and this is kind of how North American hockey community-wise began. We started just streaming open skates on Friday night. Whoever wants to show up and play, just show up and play, and we'll cast it. Nothing fancy, just it's good stuff. And so this is kind of a return to form of that. We've got a whole bunch of new players or newer to the community, and shit, even people who've been here for a year or two. Didn't get to get in on some of the fun of that. So we have brought it back. And now they're trying to bring this puck back to the middle as the blue team. On the attack. Now in the corner. Here you're going to see some people just barreling in. That whole red team just kind of came after them. And now a loose puck passed off. Chance now moving across. And he will just flip this down. Got several players here on the chase. Big Muskie Bertha now looking for it. Trev waits. Looks behind him, finds the puck, gets it up a little further. And now we'll pick up his own pass out of the confusion there in front. And he goes for the spin move. But the red team got back in time. So you get extra points for style on Friday Night Hockey. I've seen quite a few already tonight that if they just went for the high percentage shot, it would probably be a goal, but it wouldn't be as fun to watch that way, would it? So everybody's going for personal highlights this evening. And that's part of what it's all about. Oh, Canuck, yeah. Sometimes the wall can be as dangerous as any player if you get to going with too much momentum into it. It's another thing that has been hard for people to get accustomed to. But it's a lot easier in this version than it was before. Now here's a chance. Loose to the right. Trev, he will feed it to the middle. And the red team, they are carrying 5 currently, it looks like. So, yeah, it's still a 5-4 thing going on. And puck drifting the other way. Now we'll head back to the neutral zone. And again, it will be Trev. We got to give a shout out to Trev for... This was kind of his idea to put this together and try to get some stuff going with 62, and it's a good idea. And having it on Friday nights again has been wonderful. We're just thrilled to be here. So big shout out to Trev for all that he's done to help put things together. Now, long shot coming in. Oh, and Sindarius trying to tip that into the corner, not able to do so, and so going back the other way. Here is Maldroitz. Oh, and he is hammered with the jump check. You know, in the NHL, they frown on you leaving your skates like that to leap up and try to go at somebody, but there's nothing stopping anybody from doing it here. So yeah, this is a pretty tense game, isn't it? This one 2-1. As we end the second. Oh no, and Canuck! No, he is saved. Oh, and time running out just before that one was about to cross over the line, and so. The score remains 2-1. Oh, and so it sets up a very close game as we go to the third period. Strategy?
If they can't see the light, you have to show them some heat.
Absolutely. As the Rising Hippo will take the puck here for the red team. He is taken down. Blue team will get it back, at least momentarily. Puck squirting loose. And now they're just trying to dig this out of their zone, but some tenacity from these blue guys will keep it hung up in the corner and along the boards, and now drifting loose. The drop pass there. We'll have to go back for the puck. So Trev and Maldroits just will switch ends. Omaha now. And the setup in front. Oh, he's got it, but just the tough angle of the stick will push that one to the left. And now, Canuck on the save this time. He didn't let that one sneak through like that last time. Of course, plenty of time left on the clock, so you have to be careful there. But Sindarius coming out of nowhere will shoot and score to tie this thing up at 2. And we have a very close game on our hands here in the second game of the night here on Friday Night Hockey. With less than 3.5 minutes left in regulation, this game is still very much in question. Here is Dancing Douglas, who will take it for the red team. And send it around, waiting for Sindarius. And now just a scrum over there. Let this puck dribble loose to the other side. Rising Hippo there to take it. He'll be looking for Big Musky Bertha, who turns and is there to receive the pass. Canuck coming out for the stop. And now just trying to dislodge this. Maldroits gets it, taking his time. And puck taken off of the blade. We'll slow him up a bit. And so now Dancing Douglas. Omaha will go ahead and fire this in. Well, he had some daylight to work with. And now you'll see players turning to try to position themselves towards where the puck is. Or just playing the man instead of the puck. You have that option in this version. You definitely have that option. So, yeah. Things tend to get... Oh, ouch. Things do tend to get physical like that, yeah. As we near the climax of this one. Chance for the red team. The backhand shot. Big Musky Bertha. Well, put the biscuit in the basket. The backhand shot. Make it 3-2. Interesting.
Well, it's always interesting.
To say the least. To say the least. But now the blue team looking to strike back. 1.5 left, down by 1. Here is Trev. And he will stick fight a bit with Dancing Douglas before dumping this in. And the blue team getting in position. And they will shift to the far side as Trev going for this now. Be looking for somebody to break towards the middle. But he is being screened off the puck now as the red team will get it back. Big Musky Bertha. A little bit of backward skating as he waits on this one. Trev gets the steal, and that side is empty, so he's got room to move. He's got Omaha in front, too. Oh, what a save by Juice. As he prevents disaster on a hard shot from Trev. So now they will have to regroup with 36 seconds. It is Omaha with the puck. He's got Trev skating up, waiting. Do I get bonus points for hurting the goalie? Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have any goalie interference rules set up. But 12 seconds, and this could be the game right here, one way or the other. Trev with some deft moves on the stick. Shoot, save! Juice again! And that is a game-winning save. And so Juice's Thursday night heroics carrying over to Friday as the red team takes the second game of the night, 3-2. Oh, and this is good stuff. See, we're seeing good stuff here this evening. I had no doubt. So we'll get at least one more in. So we drop some people, gain some people. So kind of a low-key evening, as we didn't do a whole lot of heavy pre-advertising for this. I'm expecting.
Yes, Winters.
Oh, hi. Yes, Aila. We're expecting maybe a bigger crowd here next Friday, as the LHL season will be complete the night before, if not earlier. And oh, well, that's one way to do it. I think that is sort of against the rules, but Canuck will take advantage of it. Make it 1-0 here. Now, I think the only rule we had set up, as you can see, unlike the 55 version, your positions aren't necessarily set at the beginning of a face-off. So theoretically, your whole team can just get in there and start whacking away and waiting for the puck to drop. So under the gentleman's rules, they make it where only the one elected representative from your team who is there to take the face-off should be in the face-off circle. But yeah, if you want to just take a long running start and get there about that time, like a motion play in football, I suppose that's, again, it kind of goes against the letter of the law, but it's there. And hey, Orioles, yes, of course, man. Yeah, everybody's welcome to join on Friday nights. And with the player count right now, yeah, sure, it's 3-3 right now as far as players. But yeah, we've seen man advantage on one side or the other pretty much all night in one form or fashion. And people join, people leave, so it's not a thing. And thank you, man. Thank you for watching the streams. It's always fun to do these. And this game is something else. And that shot was something. How did that not go? How did that not go? That would have been the equalizer for red. But now they will continue to push the advantage. Both blue team, Dancing Douglas trying to get out on the break, but they'll go ahead and take a shot here. The save made Trev. And one thing you can't do is freeze the puck. But you can at least stop its forward motion. And he fires it at an empty net on the other side, which will go just wide. But yeah, we should have a pretty big turnout hopefully next week, as we get some of the people who have been there's some guys that are, your try-harders who are like, no, man, I don't want to play this version while the season's still going because it's gonna mess up my flow. You know what I'm saying? And so I understand that. I certainly understand that, because it is As we've been pointing out, it's just different enough to kind of throw you off. Oh, but the Rising Hippo will take it 5-hole to tie this thing up. And the red team finally gets that equalizing goal at the 138 mark of the first period. Oh, cool! In the JSL Orioles, yeah, the game-winning goal in overtime to keep the team alive in the playoffs. Which team is that? I wish I could keep up with the JSL more. It's they play the RSL and JSL and LHL. There's just so much during the week that it's hard for me to be able to make time to do all the casts that I'd like. And plus, I do 2 radio shows a week, various internet radio. One of those will be probably finishing up after 9 years on London radio this summer. So after that, the Rising Hippo put it past Trev, who I think was might have been AFK or have been eating some food or taking a drink or something. It's not 100% in the game for that one, I don't think, as it slips by, and so does the lead, as the red team makes it 2-1 right now. But yeah, I'm totally down to cast some more. Cindarius Thornwell with the assist from Derp, who has also just joined. And now the red team makes it 3-1. Oh, that is a great skit, the Key and Peele. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the College Bowl with the guys, the hilarious names. Yeah. Cindarius Thornwell played basketball for South Carolina. Well, there you go. The Cox, as they call them. And yeah, we might have some games during the week. I know that Friday night, although it's traditional, I mean, that's how we first got started, and it's a good night for me to show up and do this stuff. But we may do some during the week as well. Hell, we might do some on Thursday now that in the off season of the LHL. Just do a Thursday night hockey. As we begin the second period here. And Doucette has come in as well. Well, he's joined. I don't know if he's coming in or not. I would assume that he is. Now the blue team, 2-on-1 break. What a save! As Maldroits takes that one at chest level. It's like, no, man, anytime you can just join. Okay, yeah, good. They're telling him that. Sunday night league, well, that might be tough too. Well, it depends on if it's a late night league, maybe. But I'm often not here on Sundays to do the cast. Now, I've been casting Hockey Question Mark for quite some time. For nearly 5 years, I think, since we started doing this. And haven't really played much in quite some time. I'm terrible at the game. My skills certainly did not keep up with the level of where the league is. But that's mostly because I'm casting instead of playing, right? But yeah, we started out on Friday nights. Oh, a stop there. As again, Maldroits doing pretty good here in the net. And the backhand shot coming in long, and Doucette on the other side will make an equally fine save to keep the score where it's at. But that's what happens to me with esports, and so I start casting these games and end up casting the games more than playing them, and then it's kind of a vicious circle, right? Because it's like, well, you know, why should I listen to somebody who's not a, gold eagle nova level or whatever, cast and that sort of thing? But fuck those people. I mean, who cares? If you want to hear a nasal nerd baller talk about the meta, then more power to you. But like I said, this is entertainment, and you could be watching anything. You could be doing anything right now for your Friday night. But the millions that have chosen to watch streams like this, well, we appreciate you very much. Ooh, and that's a good question. Who's the most favorite player to watch? Well, I don't know. I've seen quite a few. The early days, we really enjoyed watching the Russians. Those guys were so good, and it took a while for North America to catch up, but I think they have. But there were guys like Kukler in Russia that were just so good, and nowadays, and Juice. Now there's a fun player to watch. He was tremendous last night, and again, he's tremendous tonight. Has another big score. But yeah, guys like Dick McButts come to mind. Matt, of course. Matt pretty much got to an insane level of good at this game. Deloriax, that's a guy that if you've got Dial on your team, you've always got a chance to come away with a victory. And yeah, a lot of the Euro guys are really fantastic, and I wish we got to see more of them. Sully's here now. Fuck KD. I appreciate the Lil B the Base God reference there. The Base God lifted the curse on KD. It may be time for him to put the curse back on KD. At least until Game 7. And so, yes, hello, Sully. Yeah, I haven't gotten to see Gunkin play, but I see all the cool things he's doing for the game in Europe, and big shout out to him for doing that. And Cindarius will get his second here as the second period starts to wind down. 4-2 your score. And yeah, I'm hoping to have more time to do more European casts. So we used to do quite a few, especially when there was international play. We'd get some North American teams versus teams from like Eastern Europe and Russia and the UK. I mean, the guys from England, they had a pretty good team at one point. And there is talk of putting Hockey ? On Steam. Now, I'm not sure what entirely the process is for that, but I know it has been talked about by Alex and Luke. I think they're going through something that a lot of indie devs have been going through, which is Steam as important now as it used to be. Thanks, Hippo. Yeah, always good to see you, brother. And some good games tonight. But yeah, so they are talking about it. I mean, there's a certain point at which Steam is basically just a 30% tax on your game. So, but they have not ruled it out, and in fact, they are thinking very intently about how to do that, and they want to keep this game free, and so that shouldn't be an issue. But right now, they're focusing on golf for work groups, which we'll definitely be doing some streams of. In fact, there's talk of some tournaments coming up with that. And that will be coming up very soon, but that game is available on Steam. I think it's $5 and well worth it. If you ever played Golf Question Mark, it's basically that with a new name and some improvements. We may do a tournament thing with just for fun with some of the guys from the LHL after their season is over too. Maybe some rematch type of stuff. Get a skins game going on. Fuck KD on the tough angle. We'll shoot and score here. 5-2 now. The red team. And indeed, that was lit. Yes, and Dancing Douglas lamenting some of the differences between this and the first game. Juice with his second. And I agree with what Doucette's saying there. With a few tweaks, you could make it, to where it has the good feeling that 55 does, and that's really what they're hoping to do. I mean, that's the long-term goal, is to make this more tournament ready, as they put it. And I know that's what the community wants, so hopefully and that's one of the reasons, as we've said, that we're doing these 62 games here on Friday nights, is to kind of get feedback from the community, and they have gotten the feedback that everybody's been putting in. And so little by little, that feedback will make it into this game. Oh, and the chip shot off the post again. As Blue down by 2 with 2 minutes left in the third, trying to come back. And they will take it into their own end. Canuck will get to it first and try to play this around. Sully Derp along the boards. Trev trying to keep it going. He does. But it will be Sully who gets this. Oh, the spin move, though. It doesn't work out, and Trev has got room. He shoots off the post. Again, so close. So they've got time, and they're definitely ready and raring to try to even this thing up, even though time is ticking away on them. So we near the 1 minute mark of the end of regulation. And as far as the future of 55F, I would not expect anything more than like, oh, but there it is, Trev takes this to within 1 with 52 seconds left to play. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So, we can't count this blue team out just yet, and they're going to get the puck off the faceoff. Juice moving in. He's got the opportunity, and he shoots and scores! My goodness.
Getting it done.
Woohoo! And I've clicked the wrong thing and moved. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I saw a bit of a hitch on the screen. But here it is. 31 seconds now. As the puck coming around. 21 seconds, 18, 17. We could just start counting it down. But the next goal is going to be the one that does it. But it's going to take more than 3 periods to do that. So indeed, on this third game of the evening, we will go to overtime. But yeah, I think the 55 version. I know the community doesn't like to hear it, but it's kind of a evolutionary dead end as far as things that can be done to it without just completely taking it apart from a coding perspective and putting it back together in ways that people might not even like. So really, any development that's further, other than making some things easier as far as art asset things and stuff of that nature is probably not going to happen, other than what DVD and Baba and guys like that are able to do, and they've done incredible work in with the 55H and all that. But here's a shot, and fuck, KD will finish this off quickly in overtime on the pass by Sully. And there it is. The red team with a dramatic overtime victory. Hell of a game, gentlemen. And yeah, we'll do one more here. We'll do one more if people are down to do that. And it looks like they are. We'll at least have a 3v3 to cap things off. But yes, thank you, Juice. It's a great weekend of hockey for Juice. Yeah, so now they're not sure whether that was indeed Cryptic Sea last week. I can assure you that it was. I don't know. Canuck might be Luke for all I know. Who knows? I cannot say for sure. But I can go ahead and confirm for you that the player known as Jabroni last week was Alex from Cryptic Sea, who does the coding, and Luke works with him. He does a lot of the art and design stuff, and Doucette doing the scoring stuff, Trev doing the passing stuff, and 1-0 here in our nightcap game. The blue team will take the lead. Yeah, we have seen a lot of things happen with the community over the years. We were telling a little bit earlier on, fuck KD continuing his scoring streak. The assist from Canuck, and it is tied. Because from the open skates on Friday night, and then came the HQML, which was the first North American League. Not long after that, the LHL got started. And that was probably the last time we really saw more active development in 55. Things that are part of the game now, such as all the different cameras, the different camera angles here, like these. Oh, that's a good one right there. But yeah, the camera angles, the mini map, a lot of those came from Friday Night Hockey, just which I appreciate because they make my job as a caster so much easier. And um, not long into all that, the 61 and 62 versions started taking precedence, and a lot of it has to do with the way that coding works. Oh, what a save by Sully! The way this stuff is set up coding wise on all these games, you know, your Sub Rosa, your New Zero, and a big hammer shot by Trev will make this 2-1. And so the Sub Rosa especially is getting a lot of dev time, and so you'll see things in the physics of that game make their way into this game. And yeah, the hope is that yes, this will eventually replace 55. Some people don't think it ever will, but you know, oh ye of little faith. And Trev just staying with the play. So he follows this puck in. Some nice stick work. Makes it 3-1. Yeah, like I say, Alex was here last week. And I haven't seen him this week. But you never know. I am doing indie dev, but I am not that great of a coder. Of course, no good coder will tell you they're good. But I'm not doing any code work on our game. Hashtag wrecked. Dawn of Beginnings. It's an arena shooter. HellLegitGames.com. You can find it there. I'm doing all the sound design, audio engineering for that. The soundtrack. The storyline, the lore, the waifus. I designed all the waifus. I'm very proud of our little waifus. Because I think that's an important thing to have in games nowadays. You need good waifus. And it's very, very important. I mean, would anybody play Overwatch if there weren't waifus in it? No, you've got to love your waifus. You know, I have my own battle harem now. It's everything I ever wanted, and they make for great characters in the game too. But yeah, if you want a job in coding and in web development, yeah, JavaScript is a big thing. Python, always good to know. And so now we begin the second period. Yeah, I have not watched that show as much as I should. I need to check it out. I'm watching like 10 different anime this season, so it keeps me pretty busy. Yes, I have weeb credentials. So yeah, I know what it takes to make a good battle harem. What a nice defensive play there, just taking this one off the stick. And the pass to Canuck in the open. He will get behind this and nudge it forward. He'll be in position maybe to at least try to throw one in front. But it will be Trev on the steal. And a nice move to get loose. Here he comes, the shot, and off the post. Oh. So very close. We see a lot of shots go off the post in this Friday Night Hockey revival. Again, I think it's just a matter of how the stick work is done. And again, we're going to see that change over the course of development. And fuck KD with his second. We'll pull the red team to within one as we make our way through this second period. I'm excited for NHL 18. I have to confess, I don't own any of the current consoles. I have a PlayStation 2. I have a Nintendo DS. Oh, and this one off the crossbar. But yeah, I miss the good old days when they used to make PC versions of the EA Sports NHL games. Sully will find the net. 4-2, the blue team. How about that?
Big time plays happening now.
Yeah, it tends to happen when you get around the second period of a game like this. Yeah, Sully, it is a fun game. I love how polite everybody is, though. Do set! Nicely placed shot. See, those are the kind of shots that are going to become very, very important when this game starts being played more regularly. And that's one thing that I know excites the developers, that the goalie is a more viable position with the full body collision in 62. Oh, that's super move. Just jumps in the game and scores. Just like that. Just like that. But yeah, it's going to make it more difficult for the shooters who are fantastic. All the forwards that are playing the game now are so good. But they'll really have to pick their spots. And you won't just be firing it straight up the middle and hoping that, you know, your meat cells, your PK Pachings, and your guys like that aren't just getting that blade in the proper spot right in front of their face to make the stop. So they'll have their whole body to do it. So you'll be trying to find those little pieces of corner that are exposed. And it's going to make the whole cat and mouse game between shooter and goalie a lot more compelling, I think. But yeah, who knows how long it's going to be before we make those kinds of big switches. Hell, they're still debating whether to put the offsides and icing into the LHL next season. So, you know, change comes about slowly. But that's okay, because it gives these guys a little bit more time to develop the game and get it to where the players are comfortable with it. And I think that nights like these are a good step towards that, because I think some of the guys were really worried that they weren't being heard, and I can tell you that they are being heard. And so the circle move by Trev, and he goes ahead and launches a heater with the backhand. But it will trail just wide. Sully coming out big now. Fuck KD is going to try to keep his momentum going. Now Trev to sweep up behind him. And he will send. This is going on net. And the save made by Maldroits. The follow-up by Doucette will not go. But an exciting end to the second period. As we head to the third. And so, he's asking if this is the last game of the night. Most likely it will be for me, but we got, what, 4 games in this evening? Not bad. Yeah, we'll try to do a little bit promotion in time to get some things going next week. Who knows? We might even have a grudge match or two. If there are teams that felt they should have done better in the LHL or JSL or RSL, and they want a rematch, except this time we're doing it in 62, that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, people will definitely keep playing probably this evening, and they're welcome to any time. The Royale with Cheese 62A server, which we run here, is open 24/7. So anytime you want to just get in and skate, you are more than welcome to do so. If these guys want to play all night, they're certainly welcome to do that as well. And Fuck KD has got another one. 3 in this game alone. And that pulls the red team to within 1 with 3:36 left to play in the third period. And as always, we'll put these up on the IBN Casting YouTube, which I believe is down there at the bottom of the screen. You can follow or like or subscribe or whatever kind of social media shit you do to that. And it will let you know whenever we upload these. We do have the one uploaded from last week with Cryptic Sea. So yeah, you can see for yourself that yeah, he was here. It's a real tangible proof. And what a play in the net by Sully to stop that attack by the red team. And that's one thing about this game, your momentum kind of stays with you, so if you overcommit, it can go back the other way on the counterattack, and you get a shot like that from Trev. My goodness.
Strong play is its own reward.
For sure. And a 2-goal lead now with 2.5 minutes left. And our nightcap this evening. Just a big shot from Trev. He's been putting a little bit of extra weight behind some of these shots, and just, I think just kind of test the limits. And that's part of getting good feedback. what kind of heft can you get behind these shots and still get them on frame? And sometimes they bounce off of the post. Oh yeah, Trev's gonna be the Matt of 62A. Well, yeah, he's putting in the work. He's putting in the work. And that's part of it. It's a big part of it. The more you play, the better you get. And that's why I like the Cryptic Sea games in general. It's because they do have, they're physics based, and they have a skill curve that's limited only by what you're able to do. And so it's the more time you put in, the more familiar you get with those physics. And you certainly see it in the league play. And do set. We'll get a backhand goal to tack another one on for Blue. 1:12 left, and they've got a 3-goal lead. Sully on the assist. And so, yeah, after a night of, I think in the final analysis, the Reds side came out with the most wins of the evening. But this is very much looking like a victory for the blue team. And don't want to jinx it or nothing. You tried your best, and that's all that matters. Indeed. Yeah, we're not there's no money changing hands that I know of this evening or anything like that. No trophies handed out. And this is the fire in which great players are forged. These are the nights that even if you're not the best player on the ice, you're putting in the time to become a better player on the ice, and most importantly, having a good time doing it. I hope everybody's had a good time playing. We've certainly had a good time watching, and super woo for this second. Wow. How about that?
They are putting on a show for us here.
As they have all evening long. It's just been a joy to watch. And they're going to get another one off the break here on the face-off. Fuck KD. I think that's time has run out on them. And that is going to do it. Sorry, I had to deal with things locally here. But I want to thank everybody for joining us here on another edition of Friday Night Hockey. And these guys will probably keep playing 2v2. And like I said, you can play anytime here on the 62A Royale with Cheese server. And thank you, Maldroid. It's a very nice performance tonight. You hung with the big boys. Everybody did. I mean, we saw moments of greatness from everybody who sat in with us tonight and played. And we do this every Friday. We'll be back at the same time next Friday. And like I say, I'm expecting maybe we'll get a little bigger crowd because we'll have some, now that the season's over, we'll see if we can get some of the big boys in and see how they do against the guys who've been playing this a little more regularly. And I think the results should be a lot of fun. They certainly were this evening. And so, yeah, follow us on Twitter, IBN Casting, Winners with the One, IBN Aila. Follow us on YouTube at IBN Casting, where we will have this and all the Friday Night Hockey. They're all in playlists, so if you just want to watch the 62, you can watch that. If you just want to watch the the LHL stuff from this season. You can see that. If you want to watch the old Friday Night Hockey and just go back into the annals of history and see how things played out over the course of the years, we've got all that stuff up there. And of course, the Drunken Masters, where some of us just sit there and drink and play whatever game. We're planning on doing that some more, coming up very soon, some different games. And next Thursday, games 5, 6, and 7 of the LHL Season 14 Finals, if necessary. And we're assuming that they will be necessary, as it's going to be Chicago versus Calgary. The teams are set. They will start on Sunday on the HQM Network. You'll want to check out Parabola and the whole crew that does those. They do a great job. And we'll be around during the week to bring you more here on this channel. So, yes, thank you for wishing me good luck, and my waifus as well. I'm very excited about the future. So, from all of us at the Independent Broadcast Network, yeah, definitely sign up for the JSL if you're new. They're pretty cool. It's a good place to get started. And thanks to everybody who watched and participated, and who will watch as this becomes part of history, and when they're going back and looking at the history of the game years from now. Tonight will certainly be part of that history. So from all of us, again, thank you. I'm Winners with the One. Well, I'm Winners with the One. I'm done this evening. I'm here with Aila, and we're going to go find some food and watch cartoons and just enjoy the weekend. We hope your weekend is a fun one as well. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Night night.